Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man 1 and 2. I wouldn't consider this a sort of review, more so a small little discussion about my thoughts on the first two Insomniac Raw Crawler games. Originally, I wanted to actually make this an entire review, but you know, with the release date pushing forward and me doing some streams and stuff and a little bit of laziness, I kind of abandoned it, which is kind of a shame because I do have like a script that I wrote entirely for this. It was only talking about the first game at least, but I still want to talk about it, mainly because I want to ride the hype of Spider-Man 2, and I am hyped for that game, obviously. Like honestly, I had the two games, okay, man. I played them to death on stream, but yeah. I went back and I did play them a little bit, you know, to get some notes for the review or script I was writing. So I might as well, let's just talk about it. Talk about the game. We're going to do this entirely unscripted, all of that. So let's begin. With the first Spider-Man game, I enjoyed it. Talking about the story-wise, it was an alright story. You know, Peter Parker, years after he graduated high school, he joins up with Dr. Octavius and becomes basically kind of like his apprentice and stuff like that. And then having to save the city from Martin Lee, someone that he looked up to alongside his Aunt May as same people who want to help people, and realizing that they have dark intentions behind them. So yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, I liked everything about how it was mainly about the demons, and then Doc Ock comes out of nowhere, and then he basically becomes like the new final part of the act. How he becomes like the final act of the villain of the story, pretty much. And I do admit, how it ended off was pretty amazing. Now, going into the DLC, that story, I will admit, it did feel weird with the 3-act structure and being a DLC, you know, 3 acts. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, the stories, it did feel a little disconnected, but there was still a connection to it. Yeah, I think Black Cat was awesome. I liked the approach with Yuri's arc and her having to deal with the side of the law, thinking that maybe killing should be better, and that's how her appearance as a Wraith in the next game is going to be, apparently, which I'm assuming it'll be probably amazing. Then Silver Sable coming around at the end, you know, trying to basically take down Hammerhead, but realizing she needs to work together and the value of teamwork. Pretty much that's basically what the third DLC was for its story. That was pretty awesome, and I doubt she's gonna make a return in the sequel. So yeah, because he was mentioned in Miles Morales, I doubt she's gonna make any return. But other than that, the story was great. Hammerhead, he was a great villain. I mean, kind of, I guess, because he wanted to basically, you know, come back as a stronger villain, but it kind of felt like around the end he was kind of just, you know, big strong scary man wants to take over New York, yada yada, I'm done playing around, stuff like that. Maybe that's the point of the story, but maybe that was the point of his character. But honestly, I think it was alright at the end of the day. As for the gameplay, Spider-Man's gameplay was alright at the end. It wasn't okay. I mean, obviously it was based heavily off the Arkham series. Web swinging, I'll say it once again, I'm gonna be real with you, I'm probably gonna be repeating a bunch of stuff that every other reviewer has already said. So yeah, I enjoyed everything about the web swinging. It was amazing. It felt awesome to just swing around the entire city, you know, going around, swinging fast and speed the sound, trying to build momentum, because I did think that game had a little bit of momentum built into it. Maybe not a lot, but it still felt like there was momentum. It was great. As for the stealth, I mean, there were times where, you know, in liminal spaces that it kind of felt a little bit restrictive and a little bit annoying to deal with. Other than that, it was alright at the end of the day. I will admit, I love the gadgets and everything. I thought they were pretty cool. But I do admit there were too many gadgets in there that kind of made the game feel a little bit overpowered. Most of them felt like they were good for at least stealth and shit. But all the others, like the anti-gravity, and not to mention, I'm pretty sure most of the weapons were basically just one-shot web shots. So there was a little bit of OP-ness to it. Not to mention the fact, oh god. Not to mention the fact that you can also equip some perks onto your suit that basically gives you more stamina. No, sorry, that charges up your meter even higher to get more takedowns. So yeah, that there was a little bit of OP-ness to the gadgets, but other than that, they were okay. But I do think that the sequel is planning to actually, you know, turn down the use of gadgets and lower the amount of gadgets that are going to be in the game. As for the side content that Spider-Man offered, I will admit most of it was okay, pretty good. I like Taskmaster, I like the Black Cat stuff. I did also like the warehouse stuff. The warehouses were pretty alright, despite sometimes they're being over challenging, especially in the DLC where most of them can be fucking hard as hell. a little bit bullshit at times because of the Hammerhead men having that that freaking dash attack that kind of ruined a lot of just experience of it. Other than that, I enjoyed most of the side content. I mean, some of it did feel a little bit boring, like going around trying to like the science stations, Harry's science stations, where basically you were going around trying to basically stop just doing like pointless stuff. Kind of like most of it was okay. I like stuff like going around trying to save fishes and stuff, fling around. It was just some stuff like I don't know, just because there wasn't that much animation to it. Kind of like the I'm trying to pick a good example. There was one where basically like Peter was just, you know, just ducking down, just trying to reach out, trying to cure stuff. It's stuff like that because it kind of feels boring. Obviously, it feels like side content, but I think the game should try and aim for like not trying to feel like side content. The side content should aim to try and feel like it's part of the main story. Like it's something that Peter Parker would do as a side gig while he's trying to, you know, complete his main objective. Other than that, I think that's kind of mostly what I have to say about Spider-Man 1. It was okay, mostly lacking in the sort of side content, but I can understand that Insomniac put most of the side content, put less effort into the side content and more effort to the main story. I think it still helps. It's still a good game at the end of the day. Now, moving on to Miles Morales, I think, in my opinion, I think Miles Morales is more so the test, or the test as to what Insomniac could do to better improve the game. While I still think that this game is still good, it still makes a very good PS5 launch title, in my opinion. There are obviously flaws to it. Mainly just the story, because like everyone says, yes, Miles Morales does feel like a DLC. Kind of feels like a DLC, in my opinion. But other than that, let's go into the story. So basically, it's been a few years, it's been like a few months since, you know, Dr. Octavius got defeated. You know, it's snowing, it's almost Christmas time, and Miles is about to basically do another task with Peter, trying to help escort one of the rack prisoners, you know, one of the Sinister Six. It's Rhino. He takes him down. He unlocks his electricity powers. Cool. Don't know why they call it Venom powers. That's gonna get very confusing in the sequel, like we said. So yeah, basically after that, Miles is now on his own. You know, Peter's left to Symbaria, and it's up to him to figure out how to stop the Tinkerer. You know, Tinkerer, figuring out that the Tinkerer is his best friend Finn. Spoilers, yeah. But okay, I think we'll handle the elephant in the room. I do think that the Tinkerer, it was kind of meh at the end of the day. Because like I said, I think Insomniac was focusing more on trying to make every aspect of the game much more better. Because when it came to the first Spider-Man, they were focusing more on the main stuff, the main course of what the game was trying to offer, while having little time and little effort to put into side content. With side content was still good, it's just I wish there was like more effort done to it. With this game, but with Miles Morales, I think they actually put a lot more effort into the side content, because it actually feels more inclusive and you're actually doing something to help out. Like side quests like, I guess, trying to figure out what's going on in Miles' neighborhood, which in itself feels like a little mini arc where it's building up to try and figure out who this mysterious person that's causing all these crimes around Miles' own town and neighborhood. And then kind of find out around the end, it leads to a final climax. It leads to a climactic part, not really a fully climactic part, but where we come to find out it's the Kingpin basically messing around with Miles' town. And I think that's good. That was pretty good, combining all the signs come together to build like its own mini story inside of a bigger story. Even though I do admit that the Tinkerer was not really written well, I guess you could say, because it does feel weird that it is just some random best friend that Miles has had before like the events of the first Spider-Man. I don't know. I guess they were just trying to write it in. That's just the part that kind of just confuses me. In that, there goes the balloon. Oh wait, is that thing flying into the... I'm worried that thing's gonna fly into the fan. If that starts flying, then I'm gonna start dashing over there. But anyways, yeah, no, Tinker, I mean, there were parts that I liked, parts I didn't like. Mainly the whole, yeah, like I said, her being included in the story. Okay, let's finish this up real quick. But, yeah, no. But the final confrontation, I think I liked pretty much. Her admitting that she did her tactics wrong. It wasn't really like a self-admission, but... Well, no, actually it was, because she said she's sorry while they're falling down. But, yeah, no, I liked her final sacrifice. We don't even know if she's still alive, although, let's be honest, if she somehow is alive in the sequel, I would love to know how you survived a nuclear, like some kind of nuclear blast from Miles. Unless she comes back as like a freaking cyborg or some crap like that. But yeah. As for the gameplay, I loved Miles' new stuff. I loved the Venom power. It was very, very fun to play around with and everything, especially playing it second time around on stream. I do admit, I do find it weird that the gameplay, to lock certain skills behind New Game Plus. I don't know. I just don't really think that's all right. I get it. I get why they did it because, you know, replayability options. That's why you would want to go back and replay it. But I don't know. It just feels kind of wrong to like lock out stuff that, I don't know, isn't like a... You have to like play the game all over again to unlock. Thankfully, I unlocked it really easy because, you know, I grinded a lot in my first save file and I was able to unlock the New Game Plus stuff really relatively easy. That's fine, but I don't know. It just feels weird to lock out that kind of stuff. Well, actually, okay, you know what? Let's rewrite it. I think my main problem with it is that you're able to unlock the New Game Plus skills like super easy. This is gonna be weird. Actually, no, this is all right. Making a comparison like this. Take an example like Ratchet and Clank. In Ratchet and Clank, and well, whenever you complete one of the games, you have the option of the New Game Plus, in which you basically can upgrade your weapons to earn a few more levels higher. So like you can build your weapons a lot more higher, built up for New Game Plus. That's all right. In the Miles Morales, you're instantly given access to the new skills that were locked behind New Game Plus because they're really easy to unlock. Which makes you think like, okay, if they're really easy to unlock in New Game Plus because you can instantly get them because you already have saved up skill points, why did I not just keep them in the main? Why not keep them in the main stuff instead of locking them behind New Game Plus? That was a long rant. I hope that made sense. Is what I'm trying to get my point across. This is why I don't do unscripted content. But yeah, that's kind of what I think about for the skill points. But heck, if they wanna lock behind some New Game Plus stuff. Some stuff behind New Game Plus, go ahead, I don't mind. If it's like super OP stuff that would honestly break the base game, then go ahead. Anyways, as for his other stuff, I love his gadgets. You know, limiting the gadgets down to 4, I think that makes it a lot better and a lot less OP as hell. Because I find myself using the gadgets less because the gadgets shouldn't feel like one-hit shooters. They should feel like something that could help stagnate the enemy instead of like immediately taking them down like that. But yeah, as for his Venom powers, I loved it. I loved the Venom Blast, the Venom Throw, Punch, all that stuff. All of it was great. Especially using the Venom Blast to actually boost yourself around the city. That's honestly awesome. It really builds up the momentum and like, I don't know, just giving them a sense of more freedom around the city. But yeah, as for that, I think that's all there's to say about Miles Morales. There wasn't a DLC planned for it, which to be fair, if there was a DLC, it probably would have been half as long. But yeah. As for Miles Morales, in conclusion, it's an okay game. They managed to balance out the side content. As for the side content, yeah, no, like I said, fully fleshed out, fully arced out, and plus they make the suits actually feel inclusive to the plot. Like you actually unlock them. There's like a canon reason you have those suits. Yeah, like the only time I can think of like a canon reason for getting those suits is when you unlock the Spider-Punk suit in the first game, and then J. Jonah Jameson makes a comment about you wearing that suit. That's the only time I can think of it. Or the anti-Ock suit, which I'm pretty sure that one's actually making a return in the sequel, which is pretty cool. Now, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about Miles Morales. It's pretty alright. It felt like a good, you know, quick game to like lose yourself in for like a few days, and then you're kind of done with it, and then New Game Plus the thing. I don't know, I guess the replayability is pretty cool, I assume. The replayability is alright. I mean, it's not great. I mean, you can trigger crimes whenever you want to, but other than that, it's kind of... Fuck, it actually hit the thing. Oh, shit. Okay, I actually gotta stop that thing. Alright, Miles Morales, pretty good game. Pretty well-balanced game. It does feel like more like a test run of what Insomnia wants to do for their sequel game. Well, okay, it feels more like a test run, not to mention a chance to give Miles his own, like, character arc. But obviously, we won't get his character arc until he actually faces Mr. Negative, obviously. As for Spider-Man 2, I can't say much because I obviously didn't receive a review copy, but I've seen a few spoilers online, sadly. God damn it. But anyways, as for the gameplay, it looks pretty awesome. The spider arms, my hopes for the spider arms, or Peter's spider arms, or whatever, is that they're actually customizable, because I'll be honest, it kind of looks ugly to wear just the gray, the metal silver one. Those spider arms are okay, but I just want the ability to actually, like, you know, to customize them to match the colors of my other suits. I mean, like, in the teaser trailer, we actually saw, like, Pete fighting Pete's spider arms looking colored and all that stuff. Like, I hope we have the chance to actually design our spider arms. And not to mention, this is a weird request, but I hope that the spider arms on, well, actually, this is probably not gonna be a thing, but I was hoping that for when the Venom suit goes on Pete, that we're actually able to reskin the spider arms to basically be like just huge ass tentacles that are just behind Pete the whole time. But yeah, no, that's probably not gonna be a thing from most of the gameplay we've seen. Not to mention the game's gotten old, so yeah. But yeah, that's kind of all my hype for that. That's all I have to say about Spider-Man 2. I'm hoping that the game's obviously doing well, especially from the reviews we've seen. But yeah, I'm really excited to play it. I'm hoping to pick it up day one. I'm planning to like actually just binge my store and just wait until it's like available for me to just click and then pick up, because my store does that. I'm not gonna tell what the store it is. But yeah, I'm hyped for that. Hopefully I'll be able to pick it up day one so I can actually stream when I get back. Not to mention I gotta edit this video real quick, and not to mention it's gonna be on a school night, so that's gonna be a big ass problem. So anyways, yeah. But anyways, I'll see you guys on October 20th. Hopefully we'll have fun playing that game on stream. And yeah, I'll see everyone later. See ya.